3, 2, 1.
Happy Friday morning, everybody. We have made it to the end of another work week, and it definitely feels like a Friday here this morning. Friday fun day. Welcome to KSAT News Now, our bite-sized streaming newscast coming to you straight from our KSAT 12 newsroom. So we have a lot going on this morning as we get ready for the weekend. Do you have any big plans, Priscilla? Anything in the works right now?
Yeah, I have a weekend full of babies.
Wow, okay.
I have a baby shower, a drive-by baby shower because COVID.
Yeah, that's a thing. You had your daughter, right? You had a drive-by birthday party.
I did.
Last couple of weeks ago, right?
It was in December, so drive-bys are just like, they're so much easier, and I don't think they're going away, if I'm being honest. But we have a drive-by baby shower, and then I also have a gender reveal on the same day. So, what are you doing?
Well, you said it was called like a baby palooza weekend, right? Is that
baby palooza?
Yeah. Just hanging out. Actually, I went to Hamilton yesterday at the Majestic. It was majestic. It was pretty incredible. I think much better than the Disney Plus version, if I must say so. But yeah, it was good stuff, and just hanging out here in town. Maybe play some hoops with some of the guys here. Justin, Max, maybe. I don't know. Justin's not listening.
We'll have to see if they take you up on that.
Yeah. So yeah, should be a fun weekend ahead.
No, it's a weekend, so it'll whatever you do is going to be fun.
Right.
So we're going to be following up today on some fake COVID testing sites and a major cancellation already due to COVID concerns.
Yeah, another bummer there. And what is the Betty White Challenge all about? We'll explain that. It's pretty cool. And a new local restaurant gets picked for an impressive list, and we were talking about going to some of these new places at the Pearl. I've never been to this one, so yeah, we'll find out a little bit more about that here in just a bit.
Yep, and we'll just have to see if anybody's going to the Pearl, what the weather's going to be like this weekend, right?
I know.
Yeah, we need to know, Katie.
Yes, I've got it for you. I've got it for you. At least sweater weather is back, if not
sweater weather.
briefly.
Here we go.
If not briefly.
Wait, but first we were asking about your sweater print. How did you describe this?
Sweaters.
Like a tan Dalmatian, because you have the black spots, but it's not like a pure white, it's tan. So
yeah.
Not that Dalmatians can get a tan.
I like that you guys were talking about like these prints, and I just had no clue what even to say. I was like,
just
animal?
Smile and nod, RJ. Smile and nod.
Smile and nod. There we go.
Yeah. Yesterday was a nice day, breezy, and you probably noticed it got cooler, especially by the evening. But it was beautiful because we had abundant sunshine all day. Things have changed. If you've even glanced outside, you know it's a gray day. And I want to show you the time lapse starting at midnight, so 12 a.m. And you can see this deck of clouds sneak back in overnight. Here they come. By 6 o'clock, we were already pretty overcast, and it is gray out there. And we may get a few breaks in this cloud deck here or there as the day goes on, but overall mainly a gray day coming your way. Because of the clouds, we are going to be chilly pretty much all day long. We're sitting just shy of 40 degrees at the airport, and we don't expect to warm up very much. Cloud cover, Mike Osterhage says this clouds act like a blanket, so that keeps any heat from escaping or getting in. So these clouds really keep any heat from the sun from getting in. So generally that's going to keep us pretty cool. It's 38 New Braunfels, 36 Bernie Stage, 42 in Hondo. And this cloud deck is extensive across South and Central Texas, 42 in Pleasanton. Looks like our warmest spot is Del Rio at just shy of 50 degrees. Clouds haven't really snuck in there just yet, but generally speaking, across the area, it's going to be a cloudy day. This cloud deck not going anywhere. You can see as we head into the afternoon, it sticks around, maybe a little bit more clearing way off to the west from places like Del Rio up into Edwards County and Rock Springs. But if you're around San Antonio, plan on a cloudy day. And that should only keep us in the mid 40s today. So we're not going to warm up very much from where we are right now. So if you've got your sweater or jacket handy, you're probably going to need it for the rest of the day, especially later on this evening if you've got plans, because it'll be staying pretty chilly out there. I want to jump ahead and talk about the weekend. We are going to start to see a lot more moisture, humidity build in tonight into tomorrow morning. That could set us up for some patchy fog and drizzle to start your weekend tomorrow. And I also can't rule out a couple of stray showers, but something to point out, guys, is east of San Antonio in 35 and off closer to the Houston area. That's where there's going to be a better chance for some heavier rain and also some thunderstorms as we get into the weekend. And as I kind of run Futurecast through here, you'll notice off closer to Houston, they're going to be looking at a lot more rain through the course of the weekend, not just Saturday, but also Saturday night into early on Sunday. We could have some isolated light showers, mainly Saturday, but if you'll be heading to the Houston area this weekend, just know you're looking at a pretty messy day tomorrow, and then things will finally start to improve Sunday because, yes, we've got another front that we'll work through on Sunday to kind of clear everything out just a bit, and this front will also drop our temperatures again heading into early next week. So still pretty cool tomorrow, but by Sunday we'll jump into the low 70s, but behind that front early next week we're back to highs near 60. So the back and forth does continue, but today is overall going to be a pretty chilly day, I think.
Yeah, definitely some, early January type weather. I think it's kind of nice to kind of feel the season.
With how warm it was to end 2021, this is kind of a nice little change of pace, but pretty quiet overall weather-wise here in the long term. So not too bad for this weekend, guys.
Sweater weather.
Yes.
10 Dalmatian, sweater weather.
It's a treat, this weather, for sure. So we do want to jump into COVID testing. If you've tried to get scheduled for a COVID testing appointment recently, you're probably familiar with how long lines and wait times have become lately.
Yeah, it's been an entire week really with a bunch of long lines. People continue to send us in photos of these long lines outside clinics and testing sites. So yesterday we told you about Metro Health opening 3 new COVID testing sites to get more people tested. And now they are also warning you about possible fake testing sites popping up around San Antonio.
Yeah, Metro Health says right now they are investigating at least 2 sites that could be scamming people who are truly in need of a test. This is a problem because if they're scamming you, they may not be giving you accurate test results, so you may still be spreading COVID without even knowing it.
Yeah, and so I think we're going to hear from Metro Health official right now to talk a little bit more about that.
So you could have COVID and test negative, not because of any inherent problem with antigen tests, but because they ran the test wrong.
Okay, that was Dr. Jinda Wu right there. So they have some warning signs to look out for. They say beware of sites with no logos or any of their materials, and sites that are in the middle of the sidewalk. I think that's a pretty strong indication, or another unusual location, especially if it's not affiliated with the storefront or the building where it's set up.
Yeah, and also they say be cautious with sites that are not affiliated with a local medical organization or laboratory, and any upfront cost for a test should also be a red flag.
Yeah, some interesting stuff there and things that I think will generally help people as they sort of rush out there. So if you come across a site that you think might be a scam, you can also report it to the Federal Trade Commission website. That's ftc.gov.
And with all these cases increasing in Bexar County, how long do you think it's going to be before we start to see things slow down again?
Yeah, I know. That's a lot of people asking that question right now, right? Like, how long is this surge going to last here?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, but Dr. Juan Gutierrez, chair of mathematics at UTSA, has come up with a math model that predicts the Omicron variant will peak in 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, I've actually interviewed Dr. Gutierrez a few times when the early part of the pandemic and stuff. So yeah, he's pretty spot on with these models that he puts together. He also says that until the world is vaccinated, we'll continue to see new variants emerge. The next variant could be, he says, a variant called Sigma. So going down the entire Greek alphabet there, and he said it could emerge at any point in time. So obviously this is something that I think is not going to go away anytime soon. And I remember from those discussions with Dr. Gutierrez that he was always kind of saying that, they're always having to look at least 2-3 weeks ahead before they finally figure out exactly when the surge is peaking and maybe if there's going to be a drop in cases. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of useful information.
Yeah, and you also got to think about all the cases we're seeing right now. Everybody just kind of finished gathering for the holidays, families were together. So I feel like it's kind of expected at this point in time, but we'll just happen to see what comes in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, so we will see that. And of course, all that information there on KSAT.com. And that brings us this morning, Priscilla, to some sad news for the annual MLK March. This year's event, which was supposed to take place on January 17th, unfortunately, has been canceled.
Yeah, the MLK Junior Commission announced the cancellation last night. It's the 2nd year in a row for the event to be canceled over COVID concerns. And San Antonio's MLK March has been noted as one of the largest events, if not the largest event in the nation.
Yeah, definitely always brings out a ton of organizations and people to celebrate. The board is still considering whether activities will still be allowed to happen, so they're expected to discuss the matter next week.
Also taking hits this year are the Asian Festival and Texas Folklife Festival. UTSA leadership and the Institute of Texan Cultures is postponing both of those events until 2023.
Yeah, just hopefully we don't continue to see this, but obviously COVID is a concern. So the Institute of Texan Culture says the pushing back those events will allow for extra time to work through lingering challenges involving the supply chain, health and safety protocols, and of course logistics there. So we were talking a little bit before we started today whether we had been to any one of these events. Have you been to a few of these?
Sadly, I haven't, but I know you said you've been.
Well, I was at the MLK March a few years back, and I think the last one that they had was in 2020. I wasn't at that one, but I was at the one before that, covering the event for our website and digital platforms. And again, it's just it's an event that brings together obviously the East Side community, but also the entire city of San Antonio. So it's a bit of a bummer that it's having to go away, and we'll see what they do. Last year they kind of did everything was online, right?
Yeah,
they put together some videos.
It was a virtual event. People could watch kind of like I think it was a video about the history. But I do know a lot of people are always looking forward to this, and considering that last year we did have some big events go on, I'm pretty sure that they're really sad about it. We did have people weigh in online. One person said, "So disappointing. I look forward to this day more than any other, and now it's gone."
Yeah, that's exactly what you just said right there. People look forward to this, to the MLK March here in San Antonio. And another person said, well, while they're at it, they can cancel Fiesta too. Obviously, we do not want to see a repeat of that as well. And you just hope that, with the MLK March, obviously with the surge, but Fiesta is still coming up here in a few months. And that's something that obviously a lot of people look forward to as well. So
yeah, maybe we'll be in a different place by then, but there's no telling at this point.
Maybe gets a little bit new information on the variant and things of that nature. So yeah, we will continue to follow that information as we move along here. So okay, Priscilla, speaking of things that can maybe other major events that could be canceled in the future, chances are the Super Bowl will not be one of them, but the league, the NFL, has started this week to make some backup plans if the game cannot be played this February, next month, in LA.
Yeah, the NFL and Jerry Jones are reportedly in talks to potentially make AT&T Stadium an emergency backup for the Super Bowl 56. That's LVI.
Yeah, and I put in there, quick side note here, we learned that Priscilla has a unique talent to read Roman numerals this morning, because I asked you, I was like, LVI, it didn't really click to me, and you're just like, yeah, I know how to read that, I'm good at that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll call it a shot of luck, but yeah. I went and looked some up and I'm like, XL, LX, I've never seen this, so I'm sure we'll get there at some point.
your Roman numeral skills. But back to this story here. So the league is reportedly covering its bases in the chance of increased COVID restrictions amid a recent outbreak there in Southern California.
WFAA TV in Dallas reported that Arlington city officials contacted the NFL last month and said the city would be ready to step in as a last-minute host of the Super Bowl if that was necessary.
AT&T Stadium, of course, always hosts the Cotton Bowl every year, and that was last week. They had a full crowd there. And last year was actually a replacement for the Rose Bowl, which is obviously played there in Pasadena, California. And we've obviously seen COVID hit the sports world in general. I was joking about us getting together this weekend to play some hoops. I mean, at this point, the Spurs are going to be missing like 8 guys because they're in safety protocols. I mean, they may have to call one of us up.
But who would they call? You?
It wouldn't be me, no. The Cowboys too hit with some of their better players. Micah Parsons, Tyron Smith is also now in COVID protocols. So this thing just kind of affects anything and anyone.
Yeah, it's taking over all aspects, so no one's immune.
No, definitely not.
So with the recent passing of Betty White, leave it to fans to come up with a unique way of honoring her and her love for animals.
Yes, the Betty White Challenge. Here we go. This is picking up traction online. So it is a virtual event set up for January 17th, which sadly would have been her 100th birthday.
So the challenge basically encourages people to donate $5 to animal rescue shelters in her name. A little background on Betty. She's known for not only being a TV icon, but in 2011, she also published a book, Betty and Friends, My Life at the Zoo. It's about her work with animal nonprofits.
Yeah, she definitely loved, her animals, dogs, cats, any animals. So Betty, of course, died on New Year's Eve, and she was 99 years old, again, just weeks away from her 100th birthday. And by the way, we actually just learned today that another very, celebrity prominent death here. Hollywood's first black movie star, Sidney Poitier, has died at the age of 94. Poitier was the first black man to win an Oscar for Best Actor. So obviously 2 icons right there. And the Betty White challenge, I thought that was going to be like you had to sing the theme to Golden Girls or something.
Do it.
Oh boy.
Come on.
Thank you for being a friend. Okay, that's all right.
Well, yeah, I didn't really think that it was going to involve a donation, but I'm glad that it has, a good cause with it. So.
Yeah, and she absolutely, again, just loved animals. I think she would do even like some of the telethons going back to when they had a lot of telethons back in the day to raise money for shelters and humane society. So
we'll have to follow it and check in and see how many donations.
Yeah.
We can track it to see how many it brings up.
That's a good challenge. Okay, well, listen up, foodies in our area. San Antonio has some good spots to do some good eating, and one local spot just landed on a pretty impressive list.
Best Quality Daughter is an Asian American concept in the Pearl. It was just selected as one of the 10 best new restaurants in USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards.
Yeah, take a look right there at, this is from their Instagram account. So Best Quality Daughter opened in late 2020 with a new spin on Asian American food, heavily influenced by comfort food. Pretty cool. The
kitchen offers fresh takes on cashew chicken, shrimp roast pork shoulder, Taiwanese popcorn fried chicken, and other Asian delicacies. USA Today also says, quote, "You won't want to miss the miso ginger noodles or curry shrimp fried rice either," end quote. And you can see the 2 chefs there that opened up Best Quality Daughter. So have you ever been there? I haven't, but I see everybody posting on social, and it's one of those places where I've been meaning to go to, but just haven't gotten around to it. So I have it on my list.
Yes.
You?
I have not been there. As a matter of fact, I really need to pick up my Asian American sort of food game, because earlier this week, producer Alyssa was giving me, was that you guys were talking about Asian foods earlier?
Well, she's always cooking something, and she's doing this whole, sorry Alyssa, but she's doing a whole 30 challenge for January. So all these recipes she's posting on her social media, they just look delicious. And she had an Asian inspired one. What did you say it was?
Yeah. What was it, Alyssa?
We were talking about
Kimura. Oh, that's what we were talking about the other day. I don't know what any of this stuff is. So I definitely need to pick up my Asian food game there. But congratulations, the Best Quality Daughter. That's pretty cool stuff there.
Yeah, that is, especially because it's fairly new. So the Pearl has a bunch of new restaurants that have gone up.
What was the very popular spot that you recently went to?
It's like a French-inspired restaurant. I believe it's called Mon Chouchou.
Yeah, I didn't even want to try and say that.
They have, and I'm going to butcher this, but they have this cheese thing that they like slide off onto the bread.
It says that on the menu, a cheese thing.
If you just go and order the cheese thing. But no, it comes with a side of ham. It's delicious. The drinks are really good too. So.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, there you go.
You got to go to those cheese spots.
I'm good to go there. Okay, Priscilla, well, again, thank you guys very much for being with us on this morning's KSAT News Now on your Friday, again, as we get set for the weekend. I see some people commenting on Facebook. Someone said earlier that they love Betty White. So, yeah, of course, Betty White Challenge. Make sure to check that out. And, yes, we've got some, again, you have Baby Palooza going on this weekend.
Baby Palooza and basketball, apparently.
Yeah, and watching sports.
Vastly different things.
Yeah, definitely. So we have the KSAT News at noon coming up here in just a little bit. Again, thank you very much for being with us. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a good weekend.